You know what? I feel that we've reached another apex of stupidity and just complete and utter nonsense. After 3 years of this shit, since Gamergate and God knows how many other stories that have appeared out of nowhere from the depths of the internet, and that the old media and new media like that have made it really big and have a platform where they share all these silly stories about how these big nasty things are happening, only to find out that it was a hoax. Yes, I am of course talking about a very specific story that I forgot to cover, and this is of course about the whole milk being a symbol of white nationalism and fascism. Mike.com falling for the trademark 4chan joke, the same old pranks that they've pulled for God knows how long, 14 years now, something like that, something ridiculous. And let's not forget they've been doing this consistently over the last 3 years, since Gamergate and the whole atmosphere that we found ourselves in. And these stupid publications, these stupid websites whose jobs are to report the facts, fall for it every single time. Oh god. Anyway, let's get into the article. It's only short. Milk is the new creamy symbol of white racial purity in Donald Trump's America. No words. At the Museum of the Moving Image in New York City on a Friday night, neo-Nazis and other trolls danced shirtless in front of a camera. The live stream setup had originally been established by Shia LaBeouf as an anti-Trump art installation, but the project has since become a broadcast outlet for white nationalism. Amid all the tattoos of the Third Reich iconography bouncing around, one thing stood out. The neo-Nazis were all drinking milk. They spat it out as they danced, and then it dribbled down their chins. Milk, the long staple for growing children, is now the new creamy symbol of white purity in President Donald Trump's America. Yeah, of course, those guys who were quite clearly sarcastic, quite clearly being ironic when they were mentioning this big creamy milky goodness that they were pouring down their gullets. Yeah, that is white nationalism. Yeah. You totally see skinheads and KKK members and God knows who else marching with milk floats and other stuff saying milk is the representation of the great white race. Yeah, it's funny that important food stuff like milk, something that's harmless unless you're lactose intolerant, that is now a symbol for white supremacism, because apparently some people joked about how good it was and how amazing they were compared to the SJWs. The last time you saw a Nazi chugging down a glass of cool white milk, it was likely Christoph Waltz character in Inglourious Bastards. So how did milk become a symbol of white pride? Some white supremacists think white ethnic identity has a geographic historical correlation with the body's tolerance for milk, specifically the production of the lactase enzyme that allows humans to break down lactose. On 4chan, the internet's hate speech hit factory, one anonymous poster laid this thesis out using the following graphic from a study in Nature showing hotspots of where certain populations have higher milk tolerances. The discussion thread also contained references to seemingly benign academic studies of lactose tolerance in a Slavic population, conversations about whether modern industry has painted the purity of milk, and several milk-based poems about white pride. Showing a map of lactose intolerant areas in the world is somehow white pride. That's somehow them proving their race realist beliefs. Right. And you know this because 4chan. So you know it's from 4chan, and you know that these are the people that have been posting this. You've read it, you've seen those people on the live stream who are quite clearly joking. And by the way, even if they were Nazis, they still weren't being serious. Them being Nazis, it's as likely as life on another planet. But come on, seriously, you checked the source and you still believed it? I mean, look, they've shown the actual screenshot of where it comes from. As if my world couldn't get any worse. As if my life could never have enough stupidity. I mean, look at the poems. Look at them. They're quite clearly ironic. They're quite clearly taking the piss. Especially the Barack one. Do you honestly think he's being serious or she's being serious? It's 4chan, and I find it funny that it's the hate speech factory when, you know, one of their big buddies, Moot, was like the owner of it for years. He was the creator of it. I find that really ironic. They fall for it all the time. This is just What? How? It's right there. They're staring at you in the face. They're literally wagging their tails at you going, ha ha ha, look, we're joking here. Take the bait, take the bait. And you took the bait. They take it every time. Sometimes I think, do they take the bait because they're genuinely that stupid? Or do they know it's a joke? They know it's bait, but they go along with it anyway to serve their narrative of the big problem? I'm just wondering. I think it's the former, not really the latter, because if it's the latter, I'm giving them far too much credit. When the brigade of trolls at the LaBeouf installation were accused on camera of racism by Paperboy Prince, a famous Washington Wizards fan and entertainer who has just become a top target of 4chan derision, they claimed it was actually a stance against the vegan agenda. Judging from the eugenicist rhetoric across online hate speech communities like 4chan and 8chan, it appears that the vegan agenda is a potential proxy term for conspiracy theories about a globalist Jewish agenda, but given the sheer mass of alt-right accounts spewing out calls of down with the vegan agenda, it could refer to any number of right-wing targets. The whole milk-chugging, anti-vegan narrative is complicated by a number of factors, not least of which being that Adolf Hitler was possibly vegetarian for a short time, or that there are many places in Africa where milk is a dietary staple. Then again, white racial purity is a fragile pseudoscience, so trying to find a sound explanation is a tall order anyway. As is, of course, the left-wing equivalent of race realism is also pseudo-scientific bullshit, but whatever, that's just another video. Oh boy, in that whole clip they were doing nothing but ragging on vegans. That's literally what they did, and you can see it in Mr. Medica's video. They quite clearly are taking the piss out of vegans and social justice warriors because, you know, you two are like that. You're like that. But I just love how they've noticed, since they've been duped so many times, like with the whole 4chan joke about changing words, so like Googles and some other word that's like an internet thing. They joked that it was some kind of code word for black people or Jews. I love how they've decided, well, they were joking about that, but this is clearly the truth. Vegans must equal Jews because they think white nationalists and they think, oh, well, clearly they must be trying to trick us. They must be talking in code. So vegan agenda, Jewish agenda, conspiracy, I think not. Seriously. Really, Mike.com? You're gonna assert that? Really? Honestly, it beggars belief, this article, and it's so funny to see them fall for it again and again. I mean, I actually was on Facebook watching this happen when they were actually getting it ready to go out there and dupe people, and well, it's beautiful, this end result. But what more can I say, people? It's stupid, it's ridiculous. It's the progressive media once again falling for 4chan's pranks. It's just a prank, bro! Get over yourselves. Anyway, people, this is the end. Like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, donate to my Patreon if you want to. Until next time, I'll see you all later.